good morning, quirky birders. It's Lynn here, and welcome to episode 2 of your daily art challenge, the bathing bells. I hope you managed with the drawings okay yesterday, and you were able to create your little templates and actually then be able to draw out your ladies all very equal. So your line drawing should look a little bit like this. So what we're going to do today is we're going to be putting in some of the background. Now we're going to be working with some nice strong pigments of colour. So we want to be able to pick up the paint directly from the pan set, and we just want to be able to build that lovely, nice, bright and vibrant colour. So we're going to work quite methodically. But what I'm going to start with is I'm going to start with the red down here that's on the blanket. So I'm going to use a nice bright crimson red. And I'm just going to start by putting in the first nice wavy line. And the best way to do this is to just keep your paint strokes, your brush strokes, nice and long, so you're working from left to right. Now, as with anything that we're doing with watercolours, we're always going to be working from light to dark. So this is just going to be the first layer of colour, and the colour will actually build as we go through the design, like so. And again, don't worry about those lines if you feel that they're not sort of too sharp, because when we add in the ink details, that will help to really make those lines pop and become much more defined. So I'm just going to work with the red at the side of our bathing bells. Just being very careful not to go over those lines of the bodies of our little bells. And then the last one. Like so. Now I'm only painting 2 of the lines red. I'm going to leave the rest of white, because we're going to end up with this lovely soft and wavy line that forms the bottom of the frame of the picture. So we've got our red in, our first coat of red. So the next thing that we need to do is we just need to put in the sea, because we need to work a little bit methodically. So we'll get the sea in next, just to give that a chance to dry. And you want to use a nice, bright, vibrant blue. So you want something with a nice, bright vibrancy to it. So I'm just using one of my lighter blues and just coming around the arm. Like so. So we'll do the little bit in between the 2 bathing bells. Now I am actually using a size 6 brush. If you want to change your brush to something a little bit thinner whilst you're working between these figures, then please do so. but you should be able to manage with either a 5 or a 6 really quite easily. And we'll come along in between these two. Like so. And then our last one is just on the left hand side of the picture. Okay. Now, we can't really be putting in the yellow next to the red and blue while it's still wet, because I don't want those two colours to bleed. And I want there to be a defined line between the sky and the sea. So we don't really need to be adding that just yet until it's completely dry. So what we can do now is we can just define the colours of our bathing bells. So I'm going to start with this one over here, and I'm going to work with a nice bright and vibrant green. And I'm just going to paint in the hat. So you're just going to paint all of the hat in the colour green. Just be careful as you're coming up to that little bit of where the blue's touching, because you don't want the green and the blue to bleed together. Like so. And then just spend a few moments just smoothing out those brush strokes so you've not got any sort of patchy brush strokes. And if you've got some darker concentration of paint, then just push that into the top of the hat, because we can use that as a little bit of shading. So we've got the green. The next colour that I'm going to do is a nice bright orange. Now, even though we've drawn in that little bow, I'm still going to paint the full hat. I'm not going to then single out that bow at the moment, because what we'll be able to do with the bow and the ribbon is we'll be able to put the darker colour just over the top of it to create those darker details. So again, just come all the way around the top of the hat. Like so. And again, just take a few moments just to smooth out any of those brush strokes and just manipulate that paint around the rim of the hat. So we've got a green hat, we've got an orange hat, and now let's do a nice bright pink hat. So again, we're just going to paint all of the hat. Just be mindful of that blue. Like so. And then just smooth away any of that pooling paint, getting rid of those brush strokes. But like I say, this is just the first layer of colour anyway, so we will be over painting, so don't worry too much. Okay. So our bathing bells have got their hats and they're sat upon the red and white stripy blanket. Now the next thing that we can just do very quickly is we can just put a little bit of yellow into the beach. So just using a nice bright and vibrant yellow, we'll just get that first layer of colour onto the actual beach. So again, just coming around the side of the bathing bells and over the top of the red and white stripy rug. We'll do the same again in between. It's such a lovely picture to paint, this one is, because of the lovely bright vibrant colours as well. It's really bright and cheerful. So I'll just fill in this little bit here between these two. And then lastly, the left hand side. Like so. Now I'm not going to put in the sky just yet. I'm going to leave that until tomorrow. Because I don't want to get too sort of messy around the hats. I want to make sure that they're completely dry before we then add in the darker blue and the details of the sky. So that's it for today. Just a very short 15-minute video today, but the main focus is the first layer of colour. So you're going to be putting in the red and white blanket, then the blue sea. Then you're going to pick out your colours for your bathing bells, so you can paint in the colours of your hats and then add in the beach. And that's it for today. Enjoy your painting, have some fun with the design, and I shall see you all again tomorrow. Goodbye.